these men don't seem to have that strong of a personal style. Hey, welcome back. So I saw a video on Instagram the other day that's talking about the difference between an outfit with sauce and just a regular outfit. I'll link it down below so you guys can watch. So what is sauce? I really feel like that's why this video got so much traction. Even though it's kind of funny, it was so thought-provoking to all of us that are interested in fashion because it's giving a term to something that we're all trying to pursue. Sauce is it's a little bit more distinct than personal style, but it's how we all want to look. But it's such an elusive term. It also can't be bought. Sauce isn't available at H&M. It's not available at Zara. So let's break it down. Now, picture on the left and picture on the right. Which one has more sauce? Obviously, it's the one on the left. That's not to say that the one on the right is badly dressed. He actually looks great. It's just that the one on the right is clearly, it's got more sauce. We can just tell. Let's do one more. Picture on the left and the picture on the right. Which one has more sauce? More sauce, definitely the picture on the left. The guy on the right, he looks great. He looks incredible. But the guy on the left just has more sauce. In the Real Professor X's video, he gave an example of Matty Matheson as someone who has more sauce than he knows what to do with. He just looks so good with seemingly zero effort. In broader terms, I would say it's because he looks like that's what he's meant to be wearing. If you just saw this guy, you can understand that, he's probably got a history in subculture. He's been in clubs, he's been in bars. He's a creative, not specifically in fashion, but in something interesting. I really feel like if you had no idea who this dude was and you just saw him on the street, then you could tell these things about him. In short, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's authentic. You guys get what I mean. A second case study of someone with a ton of sauce but a completely different style is Liam Gallagher. I've always loved Liam Gallagher's style, this effortless rock star thing. Obviously he doesn't look like a typical rock star. He doesn't look like Mick Jagger or something, but look at him. He looks like a rock star. Again, if you had no idea who this man was, you could look at him and you could see he's British, he's into football, he's into music. He feels authentic and these clothes, they feel like they're really his. Okay, last case study will be Tremaine Emory, another person who just looks like he's meant to be wearing that. He very much looks like someone who's not afraid to be out of his comfort zone, and also someone who didn't put a ton of thought into what he's wearing. This is just the stuff that he owns, and because he's made purchases based on his authentic self is shown through the clothes. Again, if you just saw this guy and didn't know who he was, you would know he was doing something creative. You would feel like he's doing something that you would want to know about. Wait, I actually have one more case study. I almost forgot. Dev Hynes, man. Dev Hynes has been one of my personal fashion icons forever. So much sauce. His sense of personal style and authenticity is just unparalleled, and he's consistently looked great in this style through countless trend cycles, really blending New York streets with this kind of cultural heritage and a cool ambiguity that just works really well. If I had no idea who Dev Hynes was and I just saw him in the street, I would 100% stop dead in my tracks. What does this man do? I need to know more. Anyway, now that we've been through these case studies, let's just think about them as opposed to this guy. I mean, this guy doesn't look bad. He actually looks great. But if I saw him on the street, I wouldn't think too much more about him aside from this man has access to the internet and he knows how to put an outfit together. This is not an anti-trend video. Personally, I feel like trends are just a really safe way to experiment with fashion. Trends are a great way to just try different things, figure out your body type and see what looks good on you. But sauce is the end game. It's when we've become fully evolved, and that's why we all want it. And I think that's really where the line is drawn between the people we've spoken about before and these fashion influencers on Pinterest and TikTok. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like collectively we're all just sick of these micro trends. The grandpa core, the jorts guy, the boxy t-shirt with the giant pants thing. There just comes a point where we've seen so much of this that we're starting to see through it. We're realizing that these influencers are just being paid to sell us a baggy pair of jeans, and we're here just starving for some kind of authenticity. It's come on, reel it in a bit. And back to the point that I made before. Who is this guy? What does he do? What's his background? What's his interests? We don't know, and honestly, we don't really care to know. I'm not saying they don't look good, of course they do. But what I am saying is that these men don't seem to have that strong of a personal style, if you get what I mean. So I get that basically what I'm saying here is just be yourself, which is essentially worthless advice. We're already ourselves. I get it. So let's go through some practical steps that I feel can lead to acquiring sauce. In the beginning, I think the first thing is to try on everything, but don't buy everything. But if you're in stores and things are catching your eye, just try them. I don't know about you, but for me, there's been so many times where I've just tried on a random thing in a store thinking it was nothing special. But then once you have it on, it just comes to life. It just worked on your body type and it felt like it was yours from the beginning. That's really what we're looking for. And I strongly recommend that if something doesn't give you that, just don't buy it. But you're never going to be able to find out what really suits you until you break out from what Pinterest has told you and just try on as many things as you can. My background, I guess my day job, is as a commercial stylist. And in styling, we're like always trying to create characters. And I guess the role of a good model is someone who can easily kind of assume different characters. But for us who aren't models, we need to find what character we genuinely are. Like for yourself, what's your background? What's your interests? What are you passionate about? And I think having a good idea of these things will make shopping a lot easier. A second practical step to achieving personal style equipped with source is that when you buy your clothes, wear them. A lot of the reason these photos don't have any source is because all of these are brand new clothes. Buy clothes you love and go on a trip in them. Wear them to spend a whole day exploring a new city. Go out in them, go to your friend's birthday party in them. Sit in the gutter while you wait for your cab home. And if you spill something on them, it's fine. And it's all gonna help your clothes to suit you and suit your body and suit your story. And I might just add in this section that you're much more likely to acquire source through clothes that are made from natural fibers, cotton or wool basically. These are the things that are going to survive long enough to really develop that wear and really change their shape to suit your body and ultimately really become yours. Anyway, personal style I really feel is a long game. It takes years of interest and years of searching to really cultivate it, which I think is why you don't often see actual fashion people with really distinctive personal style. I feel like the people out there with the best personal style are the ones who aren't crunching numbers and looking at trend reports. It's the artists, the musicians, the architects who've spent so much time cultivating this really distinct point of view that's then reflected in their fashion. That isn't to say that no fashion people have good personal style, or that you can't have great personal style if you're in the fashion industry. It just means that you really have to know yourself to then have that be reflected in your fashion. And personally, I'm still getting there, as I'm sure a lot of you are. In short, I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is you will always look better if you enjoy your clothes, live in your clothes, and choose your clothes based on how they make you feel. Now more than ever in the micro-trend hellscape that we're all living in. Anyway, that's just my take on the source video. What an insanely thought-provoking video. Huge props to that guy. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I want to do more of these kind of opinion-based videos mixed in with interesting stories from the history of fashion. So of course, comment down below with any feedback or anything that you would like me to cover. And as always, thank you so much.